the real goal here, and I mean, my goal for her and my hope is that we can address her skincare, because we can apply all the makeup we want on top of our skin, but if your skin doesn't look good and if you don't feel good in your skin, that's not great. Like, it doesn't look good under makeup, and it just hurts our confidence. So my real intention here is, how can we make her skin as best as possible so she actually doesn't even need some of these face products, like the makeup products. Welcome to Elevate My Routine number 3. Elevate My Routine is a recurring series on this channel where we take someone's existing skincare, beauty, or both, and look for ways that we can ultimately consolidate and optimize in order for them to achieve whatever it is, the skincare or beauty goal that they're after. Today, we've got a 44-year-old mom who describes her current routine as haphazard at best. She said that she wasn't really in love with any of the products that she's using, and that she just kind of consolidated products over time, just random things that she'd bought. But none of them were specifically geared towards what she's looking to achieve now as she gets a little bit older. And she was totally open to a full overhaul, and said that she'd like to keep the budget around $300 for new investments in products. So that gives us a little bit of room to work with, but we are talking about skincare and beauty today. For this woman, she's got something that we've not talked about on this channel before, which is rosacea. And with that, she's also got some concerns around aging, fine lines, wrinkles, all of the usual suspects, and a little bit of acne. So luckily, the things that solve some of those problems also address some of the other problems. So that's helpful. Looking at her current routine, what do I see? I see a Cetaphil foaming cleanser that's specifically for redness relief. There's an Olay pore detoxifying scrub, unique moisture surge cream, Good Molecules hyaluronic acid, It Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness treatment product, the Almay mascara, there's an eyebrow pencil, there's some cleansing wipes, the Ordinary 0.5 retinol, Supergoop glowing sunscreen. Now, she likes the mascara, she likes the eyebrow pencil. We're not even going to address those, we're just going to keep them. When it comes to the cleanser, I don't have any problems with the Cetaphil redness cleanser. I looked over the review or the ingredients. It all seems fine. But I think we can do better. And not only do I think we can do better, I think we can do it more cost effectively. So I love the Prequel Cleanser. It's glycerin and the word cleanser combined. Cleanser. My mouth doesn't like that word. The glycerin cleaner. The glycerin Prequel cleanser. It's 50% glycerin, it's got oat extract, it's got aloe in it, it's pH considered, it's going to be good for the skin barrier. All good things, right? When we're dealing with a skin condition like rosacea, we really want to be very, very gentle. And cleansers are one area where we don't need to be harsh at all. Harsher cleansers do not do anything for anyone. I don't care if you're battling cystic acne or if you've got perfect skin, if you've got sensitive skin. We do not need harsh cleansers. This one specifically, I use it personally. In fact, since I started using it, I haven't used the other cleanser that I was using before I got it. In fact, I just bought more of it to keep one of it in the shower, the Prequel one. And what's also great about the Prequel brand, not a paid content sponsor or anything like this, but it's just something I've noticed and I'm going to share it with y'all. The prices are really reasonable. For that glycerin cleanser, it's 13.5 ounces and it's $18. So when you actually break that down price per ounce, it is cheaper than the Cetaphil drugstore brand. So in my mind, that's a no-brainer. We'll switch out the Cetaphil, we'll go for the cleanser. It's more cost effective, it's a better cleanser anyway. Boom, done. Now, the wipes, if she's using them for she's not really using a lot of face makeup, but I am going to add a face makeup product in as well as a redness cosmetic product. So if you want to remove that using the cleanser, the easiest and least harsh way to do that is a micellar water. I'm a huge fan of them. They're very easy. They're the lazy girl cleanser. I mean, there is There is not going to be somebody who has a busy lifestyle that I'm not going to suggest micellar water for, because there is nothing that is as effective and as easy. Amazon has the Bioderma Sensebo H2O micellar water. It's my favorite one. It's the one I've found time and time again for 20 years, just works the best. I think it was like 15 bucks on Amazon, and you get like a huge big bottle of it. She can add that in if she wants, it's optional. Now, that Olay scrub, that things that we just, as a general rule, I don't care what your skin condition is, we do not need physical or manual exfoliation. What that means is anything that you think of as like a rough scrub, be it a rough scrubby cloth, an actual product called scrub, if it has little rounded microplastic beads, or if it has ground up walnut shells like that old St. Ives product that we all used back in like '94. We know better, so we do better. We don't need a manual exfoliation product anymore at all. So I advise like stop that entirely. If anything, it can only make your rosacea worse. Typically, I'm like, use the product until it's empty. Like use that Cetaphil cleanser until it's empty and then get the cleanser. But with the scrub, I'm like, nope, stop that one immediately. Now let's look at some treatment products. While we're doing this, I'm going to suggest stopping. She has the ordinary 0.5 retinol product. She also has the ordinary, that AHA, BHA, red peel. I'm going to say, like, she's not using the peel regularly anyway, but like stop the retinol. Partly because we're going to be adding in some like heavy hitter treatment products. And when you are incorporating some new products, it's just best to stop. Like, we don't want to overload our skin, especially with a condition like rosacea. So we're going to add these in slowly. And, you know, if you want to add the retinol back in like 6 weeks or 8 weeks, I mean, really give your skin a chance to like acclimate. There is no rush with this. Skincare is a marathon. It is not a sprint. For treatment products, there are two things I'm going to suggest. One is lactic acid. I love lactic acid. It is my favorite of all of the acids. It's a very easy way to start dabbling in the acid world. Unfortunately, what I have found is that the lactic acid products, especially well-formulated lactic acid products, are the most expensive. Like you can get a glycolic acid product for so much cheaper than lactic acid. I don't know why. I am in the process of currently testing some more inexpensive and cost-considered lactic acid products, but I'm not there yet where I feel comfortable suggesting them. Sunday Riley Good Genes used to be my favorite lactic acid product. What I don't love about that product anymore is you don't know what the pH is. They will not tell you. It's not anywhere on their website. It is extremely expensive for what you get. Unfortunately, though, the Sunday Riley is like a lovely formulation, annoyingly. It's an aloe base, and it's just good. But I found an alternative in the form of Make Beauty. Shocker, coming out of a cosmetics, like a makeup brand. Their lactonic product is great. I've been using it. I love it. They're often running discount sales. Like right now you can get 20% off it. Yeah, it's $34 for 1.35 ounce. Why I like it, it's got an aloe base in it, which always is nice. It also has vitamin C and niacinamide in it. So we are getting, like anytime we can add multiple heavy hitter of our actives into one product, not only does it make it easier on your life, it's easier on your wallet. Ding, tagline. I would say start with that like 2 nights a week. On the nights that you're not using the lactic acid, we want to start to address the rosacea. The real goal here, and I mean my goal for her and my hope, is that we can address her skincare, because we can apply all the makeup we want on top of our skin, but if your skin doesn't look good and if you don't feel good in your skin, that's not great. Like, it doesn't look good under makeup and it just hurts our confidence. So my real intention here is how can we make her skin as best as possible so she actually doesn't even need some of these face products like the makeup products. The most effective solutions for treating rosacea is azelaic acid. Also, vitamin C, niacinamide, and Bacachol. These are 4 ingredients that have been shown scientifically, clinically, to significantly support like in healing rosacea. They also conveniently help with anti-aging and acne. I found one product that has all of these in one. It's from another dermatological brand. Like, I love Prequel. It's designed by a dermatologist. They give you all the information you need to know. And I found another brand that does this too. It is a UK brand from the dermatologist, Dr. Sam Bunting. And that's the name of the line, Dr. Sam Bunting Skincare. And she has a flawless brightening serum that has 10% azelaic acid. Also has those other ingredients I mentioned, vitamin C, niacinamide, and bakuchiol. So that serum is the most pricey thing I'm going to suggest. It's $63 for an ounce, but it has all the things that you're going to want to use in your skincare in one. Use that 2-3 nights a week. On the nights that you're not using the brightening serum, you're going to incorporate the lactic acid. Now, before she puts on any of her evening treatment serums, I want her to use the Prequel hypochloric acid spray. Chloric acid helps, it's an antimicrobial, it can help with bacteria, so it can address some of the acne concerns, but it also has been shown to effectively reduce redness, which is our goal here. That is like the overarching goal of this entire Elevate My routine, is how can we help with the redness? The hypochlorous spray is going to help with the redness. It also helps preserve the moisture barrier, and it's just going to prepare the skin for those serums that you're putting on, which these are not low concentration serums. These are like some heavy hitters. The hypochlorous spray is $17 for 4 ounces. You're just gonna boop, 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 spritz that on, let it sink in for a second, brush your teeth or whatever in the meantime, and then put your nightly serum on top. A moisturizer. This is gonna be for day or night. Continue using, I think the picture makes it look like the Clinique Moisture Surge Cream is almost empty anyway. Use that till it's empty. And use the good the good molecules hyaluronic serum if you want. My opinion is that you don't need the serum anymore. If you want to continue to use it and add it in, great, but you don't need it. You don't have to repurchase it. You don't need a serum. Secret, we don't need serums. We don't need serums. If you're using a good moisturizer, you don't need like another serum on top of that or before that. For moisture, I really like this Soonjung barrier cream. It's a Korean barrier cream. It's one of the best that I found. I love it. I love it. And it's $14.99 for 2 ounces on Amazon. You can get a little bit of a discount if you buy a 2-pack. I love it. It's a phenomenal, excellent barrier cream. I like it so much more than some of the other more high-end ones I've been testing. And she could use that day or night. Now, obviously, there's no sun protection in there, but it's a very good, just basic moisturizer. Now, for sunblock, she actually likes the Supergoop. She said it's a little glowy, and she didn't know that she meant to get she accidentally purchased the glowy version, but she's not opposed to it. So keep using it. If it's working for you, it's great. It's got a high SPF, and I have no qualms about it. For me, I don't personally use Supergoop because it has dimethicone in it. But I was like, if you want to add in a non-glowy SPF, you can't beat the Crave Beauty, Beat the Sun sunblock. It's very cost effective at $20 for 1.7 ounces. It's just, it's a no frills, it does exactly what you need to do in a very high concentration of SPF. The It Cosmetics product is meant to reduce redness from an active ingredient perspective and from a topical cosmetic makeup-y perspective, but it doesn't. There's not enough pigment in it for it to do anything, and there's not enough high enough concentration of actives for it to also do anything, and she knows that, and we talked about it. So we're gonna stop using that entirely. Now, if after using all this skincare, while it's all still working, because this is not going to happen overnight, my suggestion to people is if when you start a new skincare routine, give it 3 months before you're going to see the results of the efforts of your labor, which is, annoying, but it's like working out. You gotta, consistency is key. You do it every night, and in 3 months, all of a sudden, before you know it, you're like, oh wow, I look great. But if you're expecting to see big changes, in 5 days, you're probably going to be disappointed. So just set your expectations at 90 days, and that way it will help you from being self-sabotagey. But in the interim, while we are waiting for these active ingredients to kick in, you may want to conceal some of the redness. Westmore Beauty just came out with a product called Red Zone Edit. which is a topical cosmetic product. It is not meant for all skin tones. It goes from green to like a beigeish shade. It's got like a pretty moderate coverage to it. She can use anywhere on her face, just spot treatment or just like rubbing it, on her zones of redness, which kind of tend to be here. The Rest More Beauty is $39. It doesn't say how much the product contains, but it's $39 for a little jar of it. On top of that, if she wants to add in more foundation, now she's got a lot of freckles, so she doesn't love the way that foundation looks with freckles. And I get that. I think freckles are beautiful. I mean, my God, I do a freckle video where I add them on. I love freckles. But if she wanted to add some more coverage, I want to give her a product that's flexible. And what I find is that cream foundations tend to be more flexible than liquid. You can use your finger or a little brush and spot treat where you need, or you can apply it everywhere and get like either moderate, like medium coverage, but also you can do another layer and do buildable coverage, especially if she's putting it on top of that Westmore product. Now you're gonna go from like medium to full coverage. And the product I really like, the Kjaer Weis foundation. Kjaer Weis was first introduced to me probably a decade ago. She has a gorgeous foundation. I do suggest that if you want to really make it last, to use a good primer and a setting spray. It is coconut oil based, so it can kind of melt off throughout the day, but it is a natural product. So I think it's going to be less likely to cause any kind of redness or skin inflammation compared to a traditional foundation that maybe has more chemicals in it. And Kjaer Weis, I'm very happy to have seen that they've done this. When they first launched that brand, you could buy the refills, and they make refillable compacts, which is great, right? However, their compacts, they're beautiful. They're heavy metal compacts that are very luxurious and the same kind of packaging that I think Cartier uses, but very expensive. You're looking at like $70 for a foundation. So me being let's call it cost effective, but I'll call it cheap. I would just buy the replacements and not even mess with the packaging, and just because it comes in a little plastic clamshell, and just use the refills. But it's very forgiving because it's a natural foundation. It warms up to the touch of your fingers, so it's almost better to use it with your fingers than a brush, because the heat from your hand helps it dissipate and then it blends beautifully. So if she wants to just do a little bit under her eyes or whatever, I'm a big fan of that product. Now, if she wants to do an under eye concealer, something specific for under eye, and she's very fair, we're gonna need something a little more pinker than what would match on her face. So for that, I suggest the Saie Hydra Beam Under Eye Brightening Concealer. It's really good. I really like it. I know it has a shade light enough that will work for her. She wants to get into contouring. I don't want to overwhelm her with bronzing, contouring, blush, all the things. If we're going to add in a contour product, which she specifically mentioned she'd like to try, a really easy entry point to this is the new Sephora contour powder. The lightest shade, Fair Light, it's a really cool, cool toned, but also I love the color. I love the color. I used it today on top of my cream contour. I've used it as eyeshadow. For $14. It is such a good multi-purpose product. You can use it for contour. She could use it around the edges of her face to give it a little more structure. She could use it on her eyebrows if she wanted to, probably very sparingly, but she's got an eyebrow brush. But you can also use it as an eyeshadow, which I love. For a blush and a lip product. Now, for somebody who's got a lot of redness, they tend to not be interested in blush. But we're adding in products and skincare to address and alleviate some of that. So when she's looking to actually add some blush, I think I want to give her an option. And I wanted to give her an option that isn't red. It can't be pink. It can't be red. That's not going to work with her skin tone. It's not going to work with the rosacea. So a mauve, cool toned, think purpley taupes color. That is going to work so much better on her skin tone than anything in the red pink shade, even browns. It's got to be in that purpley mauve department. And the placement would be on this outer apple, like the outer cheek here, not on the apple of her cheek. And going up to, almost over the zygomatic arch and to her eyebrows, where a lot of people are doing their blush placement now at this point. I love that look. I think it'll look, I think it's something that she's probably been a little too afraid to try, and I'm excited to see her try it because I think it's going to work really well. And I found the perfect color, and this product is also a multi-purpose product, so it can be used on lips and cheeks. You could even do it on your eyes if you wanted to, which you could use that as a base and then use that contour powder on top. And it's the new Win Beauty, Serena Williams' new line that's sold at Sephora, her MVP, which is multifunction cheek and lip color, in the shade Go. Now this, of course, this color is sold out online, but she could go find it in store at her local Sephora, and it's $21. So when we take all of these things into consideration, and I'm going to add in even the optional products, the Prequel Cleanser, the Bioderma Sensebo micellar water, the Crave Beauty sunscreen. Both of those are optional, but we'll add them in for the total cost. Make Beauty lactic acid, the Dr. Sam Benting flawlessly brightening serum, the barrier cream, the Westmore Beauty redness product, the Cure Weiss foundation. I did it for the refill, not the whole package. The Say Beauty brightening concealer, the Sephora contour, the Win Beauty multifunction product. All right, those are all the products we've added in. When we add it all together without any discounts, none of the 10% sign up discount, it comes to $304.49. So I feel like we did a pretty good job of coming in right at that $300 mark as she requested. This was an interesting challenge. So I want to say thank you to this subscriber and this follower for wanting to participate in and elevate my routine. I genuinely appreciate it. Thank you for trusting me and being open to this. It means the world to me that you wanted to do this. So thank you. I almost said your name, but I didn't. Thank you for participating. Thank you for trusting me. And this is an open invitation to all of my followers and subscribers. If you want to be next in Elevate My Routine, please DM me, message me, let's talk.